Okay.
Perfect.
So do you want to share yours first, and then I'll share my notes?
Yeah. So that was such a profound experience. As I said, I've had Reiki sessions a few times, and honestly, I was like, I don't know what this is.
No,
And
no one does.
this felt almost so similar. I've done breath work before, and that was a very intense experience. This felt very similar. And from both like a meditation standpoint, the insights, but I felt so connected to my body as well. Um, so for me, I think in the beginning, two main things happened. So first, like my legs started tingling, and I actually have felt like my legs have been getting they've been going to sleep a lot recently. And I feel like the first thing I was like, okay, my body's trying to tell me something. I feel like it was trying to tell me like, hey, like we're ready to get out where we want again like a more of an active lifestyle. And my main intention for this was like, what does my life look like moving forward? And outside of having this space, this quiet, even just getting out there more, hiking,
Yeah.
biking, whatever it is. And so that was like a very, very fast initial, like, hey, just a reminder, here's what we've been trying to tell you from my body.
Great.
But then I felt this something I've never felt before. Like it almost felt like brushing of my arms.
I was brushing my arms so much. Yeah.
I literally like felt brushing and I was like, that it feels weird, but it literally felt like it was like brushing this way. I felt that.
Ooh.
And um it honestly like this one word kept coming to my mind, the word embrace. And I then went into like this deep meditation of like relationships. And as I had my hands on my root chakra, a big theme started coming up. It was like, I feel like my relationships, I felt like I've owed them things, or I'm always like wondering, like, I feel like the root chakra told me that instead of feeling like I owed people something, I want to make it a choice. And I want to really like even just recognize my own worth and form this really solid foundation that feels good for me.
Yeah.
And thinking about not so much having just things and filling my life with people just to do it, but to form those soul connections. And really, embracing things as they come up very purposefully. Like choice kept coming up. It was like making a conscious choice about what I want in my life, what I don't want in my life. Um, and I can't remember, there was then I think I felt like the heart chakra next, and really like along my shoulders and in my neck area. And one thing that has been coming up for me very recently, like the last few days, is like regret over my past versions of myself and the mistakes that I've made. I don't know about you, but like I've had a lot of moments where I think back to things I did in college and I'm like deeply hurt.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of regret. And so one thing that theme of embrace, as I felt like my arms was like I felt this weird, it almost felt like a brushing, like I was trying to like brush the past versions of myself into a corner. And then I felt like I was like trying to stuff it down like I would normally would. I would just compartmentalize and ignore. And I felt this calling to just bring all of those versions into the room with me and really embrace them.
Integrate.
And yeah, and love them and accept them like they're prior versions of myself. I was growing, I was learning. And honestly, by embracing those versions of myself, I can also help other people, right?
That's beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. And
that word embrace, it's funny that you say that because I don't usually do this, but I felt really called to just like hold, like hug,
Yeah.
which is an embrace.
I felt like my two arms were just connected.
What I was
And
doing.
I feeling like this, like literally feeling the brushing up like in this circular way, which was wild.
Mhm.
Um,
Mm.
I think I also felt at that point, I felt like a little tingling through my entire body. And there was one moment where I felt like my shoulders. I hold a lot of my stress in my shoulders. A lot of it is like my heart chakra, like resentment around like what I'm giving to other people, what they're giving to me. And this was the wildest point. I felt like there were like a little hunger. And I was like, I feel like I'm hungry for love and affection, all these things. Like my root chakra just like lit up and it was like this hunger, like all this stress, the hunger, all these things are not real. And so then I felt this tingling in my body. I felt like my soul being like pulled out of my body, like above it. And I was like, what is why is this happening? And what I think it was trying to tell me, the message I got was that so many of my desires, my needs, my wants, the things that I think I want are purely fucking physical. And by pulling myself out of that, I saw it's like I have a desire to be wanted, to be loved. I have hungers, all of these things, and they're just in the bodily sense. And while we do want to respect those sometimes, I was like, I literally had this moment of like, okay, like what does my soul want?
Mhm.
Both from a learning perspective, from a fulfillment perspective, and creativity came up.